Strap in, folks, because in today's video we are going to be looking at one monster of a build. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. I am Dale of Dale's Leatherworks, and in today's video I'm extremely excited to be reviewing another pair of Frank's boots. Frank, located in Spokane, Washington. I had a real boot talk with him and his wife. Phenomenal people. Really loved talking to them. They had sent me this pair to forward on to Mario, but before doing that I wanted to definitely review these because this is seriously one of the most badass, overbuilt boots I have ever seen in my life, period. So these are a size 8.5, which their lasts do run large. So I'm gonna actually try these on and figure out if these 8.5, which is, I'm a 9 Brannock, 8.5 is my most common boot size. I'm gonna see if these fit. They look like they might be a little long, but I'm not sure because of all that art support. So let's talk about these. So this is the Frank's Boots. This is a hybrid of oiled chestnut LATIGO and natural Chromexcel. And I'm not super familiar with all of Frank's builds, but I believe that this one is called the Clear Cut. It's a taller boot similar to their Commander. I believe that's a 10-inch shaft. What distinguishes the Clear Cut is that it's got this additional panel right here. It's not quite a lineman's patch. The boot, it's comprised of this back heel stay, very beefy, and then this additional patch, and then it is a cap toe as well. If I was going to order any pair of Frank's, it's probably going to be something like this. In fact, I might reach out to them after this video and ask for some chestnut oiled LATIGO, because this leather is just tremendous. The toe is completely structured. There is no cinching that down. That might be steel in there, I'm not exactly sure. I didn't get a list of the specs for this before starting the video, so I'm just going by what I see. The shaft and the back heel stay is natural Chromexcel. We've got 4 eyes, 5 speed hooks, and 1 eye at the top. The tongue is fully gusseted in a different leather than the rest of the boot. It's like more of a dark brown chestnut color. Roll top collar, pull tab in oiled chestnut LATIGO. Double row stitch down construction, absolutely beefy stitches in there too. And so yeah, so this is definitely distinguished from a standard cap toe where it just excludes this piece right here, this patch of leather. So this is just one tank of an overbuilt boot. Not to mention we've got a Vibram Lug Commando outsole, very toothy. In addition to that, we've got screws all through the bottom running along the perimeter of the stitch down construction. I mean, that is wild. And then most impressive to me is the heel. So we've got a Cuban heel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers of veg tan in the heel, followed by the Vibram Commando heel cap. And then we have another layer of the Vibram Commando outsole, another layer of veg tan, and then another layer. So this thing is layered, ladies and gentlemen. This thing is like, you will never need a resole on these. Like, good luck wearing through this pair of boots. All you need on this pair is just to condition them, frankly. No pun intended. Frank's is a Pacific Northwest bootmaker. A lot of his boots have that same whites and nicks DNA in them. The shank really protrudes. You can see that in the protrusion at the bottom there. Hell, I'm gonna try them on. Here we go. Oh. The boots also came with these really cool kilties, toothed kilties in natural Chromexcel. I also sell kilties on my website, dalesleatherworks.com. And then some really thick rawhide leather laces. Mario gave me authorization to put these on, so I'm going to do that right now. Initial fit report. I think they might fit me. I think these do fit me. If I was to order these, I'd probably go for maybe instead of an 8.5, maybe an 8E. So walking around in them, I looked at myself in the mirror in them. It looks like my size. I could definitely wear this size 8.5. For the sake of science and comparison, let's compare the NYX Nobleman's Apothecary Collab 8.5 to the Franks 8.5. And it looks like, so these are both the right boot. Looks like the Franks might be a half size longer, maybe. Yeah, it looks like the Franks might be a little longer. But like I said, walking around in them, I could definitely wear this size. 8.5 whites. The whites appear to be the same length. Walking around in them, it's incredibly stiff. I mean, this is one of the most supportive, overbuilt boots I've ever worn. Okay, so from this side, it looks like the Franks are a little longer as I look at it from this angle, which if you're watching it from the camera, then you're seeing the opposite of what I'm seeing. They might be a half size longer compared to the NYX and the whites. Not exactly sure, but because of the build, this toe is so structured and so different from the other two, it might be difficult to draw that comparison. But looking at them, they look a little big. They look like my Viberg 2030s in 8.5. So the Viberg 2030s in 8.5. I'm very happy with this fit, but they do run a little long, and comparing this is not super useful because of the arch support. This curvature in the arch reduces the length, so this isn't the most useful comparison, but you can see the Vibergs they kind of look longer than the Franks. If I were to order some Franks, talk to them, I think the standard half is good guidance, maybe a full size down. I will say that the waist is the right size for my foot. I can splay out my toes just fine. The heel, I have no heel slip. Again, these aren't fully broken in though yet. It's going to be very hard to break this boot in. And so I asked my buddy Mike Smith, who has a lot of experience with the Franks boots. I asked him if the sizing is the same with NYX and whites. He said that yes, sizing is consistent between Franks, NYX, and whites. He says the feel is a bit different, but the 55 is the 55, the HNW is the HNW. He said that the 11067 is the 1977. I told him that Michelle told Mario to size down to an 8.5, and he said the 1977 and the 11067 you do size down because of the extra toe spring, and he says that he believes that's the only last in the Franks lineup that they recommend sizing differently for. Now, I asked the man himself, Mario, how those Franks are fitting after sizing down, and he says good. Definitely go down a half size down from your whites in the 55 last. If you wear 8.5 in the swashbucklers, then go 8D in the Highland last. He says for the 11067 last, there's a spring toe and more volume in the vamp and more height. He says he loves this last and that it is his new go-to. I'm very impressed. This is just probably one of the most overbuilt boots I've ever seen in person before. This patch of leather is triple stitched down, as well as the back heel stay triple stitched down. The toe cap is yet again another piece separate from this piece. The toe cap is double stitched down, and the back heel stay is going to be very similar to the back heel stays that NYX and whites uses, as you can see there. So yeah, you can see the heel here. Yeah, the heel on the NYX is the same height. The heel on the whites is shorter. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I will see y'all in my next video.